Isn't that nice? Cutting up the pepper that my neighbor gave me because I'm going to put some sausage and hot dogs on the grill. So I'm cutting that up because I don't know why, but I wanted some hot Italian sausage, so I got that from Arby's. But I'm going to cut up these peppers and onions, and then I'm going to show you guys what is going on here. This is that Walla something onion that that farmer gave me. I haven't, you know I'm a red onion girl, but she said this is really sweet and good, so I'm going to cut this up and saute it for the Italian sausage and stuff. And the pepper from my neighbor is sitting here. This pepper was so thick and just, I don't know. I like it. It didn't have as many, it got a lot of seeds in it. Um, but they weren't all over the place. Like they kind of stuck there and that was it. So I'm just cutting this stuff up. And I know a lot of times when y'all come in, I'm already talking, so I'm trying to wait till you guys get in. I know it's Sunday. Sometimes if I come too early, some of you are at church. Might be dinner time for some of you too, so I don't know. I don't know. I know I can't please everybody in one person, but I try to mix it up and not go so early. And it looks like I got almost just as many men watching me as I have women. I think it said it was like 50, 58 to 42% or something like that, like split, and 58 being women and men. And then the age range was really, really, really surprising. It's like 24 to 34. That, thank you so much. I really appreciate the thumbs up. It's like 24 to 34 is like the bulk of the people who watch me, and that's surprising because I thought that I got more support from older people, but obviously I don't. And these are people that a lot of them, a lot of times they're not even subscribed. So I get, now I kind of see why people say that a lot too, and that's why I've been trying. Now I'm not gonna say I get it, but just really paying attention to my analytics more and trying to understand when my people are on, my current subscribers, and then the people that just come through and just watch that are just first time viewers. I get more views from people who are not my subscribers. And yeah, that just opened my eyes to a lot when I seen that. So it's just crazy because I have over 13,000, but it's whatever. I am, good evening. I hit the like button on my way in. Thank you so much. Let's see if this onion makes me sad. So yeah, I'm gonna saute these, put a little seasoning on them, saute them, and they'll be ready for tonight. For well, in a little bit when I throw these on the grill, I'm gonna go light the grill and put them on there. So, and I want to show y'all update. So, and I got some great finds. So if you guys seen that table that I posted, I did get it. I don't have it with me. A friend went and picked it up for me. That was such a blessing. A friend went and picked it up for me because they're in that area. Oh, Lord, I done tipped the thing. Oh, good thing all my stuff didn't fall. What fell was the pieces that I need to throw away anyway. Oh, thank God. And that big piece, this piece right here. Oh, that was all that fell. I was about to be feeling some type of way because I didn't want to be rinsing all this stuff off again. So I did get it for 20 bucks. It was such a good deal that I didn't, you know, sometimes you go for Nango and you go, that's just how you do it. It's a lot of times they want to get rid of it and they're trying to get something for it, but some people don't be trying to extort you. They just want to get rid of it and get a little something for it. So therefore they be willing to drop it just a little bit. But like if I have something posted for 50 and somebody come out talking about some 10, I just think stuff like that is an insult. But if it's like 50 and they say, would you think of 40 or maybe 45, you know, start like that and let us, you know, go down together, whatever. So these are cut. I'm about to season them and saute them for my, these are the hot sausage I got from Aldi. I don't know why I want hot. And these are some beef ballpark franks from when the last time I cooked out on the grill. Okay, so I seen those chairs that you see on the thumbnail. I seen them on um, Facebook Marketplace. They caught my eye just because when they said vintage and the way that they were shaped and they were just like a clean look to them and they said folding. My first thought was, oh, those could be extra chairs for when I have, you know, people over and guests over for the holidays, like around the table. If I need more chairs, I don't have to worry about storing certain chairs, and foldable is always good. I can always put them somewhere in the garage or somewhere nice and neat. And so the person only wanted $25 for the folding chairs. So I'm going to show you them. And I had to drive about 21 minutes to go get them. The guy was really cool. Before I left, he was like, hey, do you like glass? I said, yeah. He's like, take a look at this stuff. So I looked at some of the stuff. And as I was looking at it, he was like, hey, you know, we were trying to get the chair. One of the chairs would fold, but it needed a little WD-40 and needed help, which is fine. All that stuff is not stuff that's the end of the world. Put WD-40 on it, clean it up, sand it, whatever. I'm going to make them chairs look amazing. So he was like, yeah, you know, yeah, since they got the little issue where it's kind of tight, I can, no, I said, will you go lower? He said, yeah, I can do 15. Now, they were 25. Before I even came, I said, are you willing to do 20? And he said, yes. So he said he would do 20, so we was already at the 20 mark. So now he dropped to 15. So that's $10 that I saved off the actual original price for the listing. So then when I asked him about the glass, he was like, how about, you know, whatever you pick or whatever. He was like, no, I picked up one thing and then I picked up something else. And he's like, okay, I can do 5. He was trying to get back to that 20, and I can tell he was. But I'm trying to look. I'm looking around the garage like, if you've been rocking with me, I always tell you, anytime you go get something and they bring you in their garage and they selling stuff, a lot of times these people go to estate sales like I used to do, and they're reselling stuff. And so basically they're really trying to get rid of it, but they want a little coinage for it, right? So I'm looking around. I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh, this right here? I said, yeah. So it had this old, you know, the old school ivy fake faux plant kind of wrapped around. I was going to grab it, but I was like, no, you can grab it. He's like, why me? I said, because it's your stuff, and if something break, I don't want to be accountable for it. He was like, okay. So he went and grabbed it, and that's when the ivy was all tied up, and I said, now see, I didn't even think that ivy was entangled in there like that. I would have knocked that whole thing down. Probably would have broke the shelves or whatever. And he was like, oh, I got it for you. So he takes it off, and he puts it down, and I'm like, I'm a plant mom. Let me show y'all what I got. Everything I'm about to show y'all, I ended up paying $20 for it. Now, if y'all been rocking with me, even in New York, I did the same thing. I'm not going to let something go, especially when it's secondhand, because guess what, guys? Guess what? If I don't get it, somebody else is going to get it. It's not like a store that they got many of them. If you're really interested, you need to jump on it. The worst thing that happened is you have to resell it because you can't use it. But why not get it and have it and feel secure? Like, okay, when I get ready to decorate, I have options. I have choices, but they're all affordable choices that are really solid and really good quality that I don't have to worry about. So I have all the chairs. They're right here. All 4 of them. Now, in the picture, you couldn't see like that they were kind of dirty around the edges. You couldn't see all that. So that was one reason why I went down as well. So, but they're heavy. They're solid. They're not as big as I thought they were, but they're perfect. Just to give you an idea, the seat is about 18 inches wide. So just so you kind of get an idea of how wide the chair is. And they sit, the back of the chair comes up to 32. So it's the size of a chair, but it's kind of a slim, you know, a slim make. It's not too wide or big or bulky. But once I take those cushions out, clean it out, sand it, do my thing with them and clean them, there'll be a nice set of chairs that I'll have stacked up somewhere in the garage for when I need extra chairs, either outside or indoors. So those were basically 15 bucks. I got those. Then this is the thing. This is the thing that I seen. Hold on. Is this up? This must be upside. It is upside down. It's all dusty. Y'all know I don't be caring. I just gotta wash my hands again. Okay, let me show y'all this. Let me put this right here. So this is the other thing. Here, I think no, we didn't. Here we go. This is the other thing. It's solid. It's brass. It needs a good cleaning. It needs a good cleaning. But my thing is this. This is not nothing that can't be cleaned, spray painted, and it'll look like a beauty. A beauty. Imagine seeing this in either a vibrant white or freaking lime green or black or something just really that pops after it's cleaned up. I've never seen something made where you see that, like, this is made very well. Made very well. Only thing is one glass was broken, but that's fine. I can always put glass in this. Always put glass in this. And this will definitely hold some plants. So I got this, those chairs, and these. Right here. These, and he said these are supposed to be antique decanters. These two here. Y'all know that's one of my favorite colors, blue. So y'all know lime green first, then blue, and then like yellows, canary yellows. But I have the glass here for the other ones. And so one glass is missing. This one has a little chip, but it's not that serious. You probably won't even see it when I put a plant on it. But I'm going to refurbish it, and it's going to look so beautiful. Do you know the price of these? Because they know everybody's getting into plants and learning plants. That's Rizzy stuff over there, y'all. Just please ignore. We waiting to put her stuff back in the room. But these plant stands, just with like 3 coming off of them or whatever, y'all, this is solid. This is like brass that just needs to be cleaned up. I'm not going to keep it that color. But this and them 4 vintage chairs, that's worth money. I did look those up. And then the decanters and this for 20 bucks. And I'm going to use this stuff. If I don't, guess what? I can make this look good and stage it with my plants, and I'll sell it for about 30, 40 bucks. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, when I tell y'all, I had a whole 2 units in South Carolina when I lived there. And I would go to estate sales with my U-Haul and my assistant when I did interior design. And I literally would go get stuff. I would have it for my projects, but then I'll also, on my free time, I would literally in one day do a couple pieces, whether it be a headboard or nightstands or tables, and I would have them done. I literally would I tried to stay, everything I did, I tried to stay under $75. I never tried to go over $75 with anything that I bought. But I would sell it. Y'all remember those green chairs I got? Those antique green chairs that went high up over our heads, like way over our heads in our house in New York. And I went and I took y'all with me to go get them. And the guy ended up giving me both of those antique green velour, like that apple green velour chairs. I paid, I think, 40 bucks for both of them. And do y'all know, when I sold my house, I sold both of those chairs for $375. And guess what? See, people, not trying to be funny, but a lot of times we always look at stuff like, oh, it's old or this, that. Quality is going to be quality regardless of that's like, you know, somebody put in, what is it, like, you going to be ugly, still going to be ugly in the inside regardless. If you're good in the inside, it's going to show, and it's going to give you that worth of what's good in the inside of you. And it's the same thing with quality. No matter what, whether it's refurbished or not, a person that understands good can see that even through the dirt, the muck, and the mire. They can still see that. And so I wanted to refurbish them because I had great ideas for them. Even my wicker chairs. Remember them wicker chairs I had, and I turned them like that light gray, white color, and I put the royal blue pillows in them? Sold those. And I had those for years. When I got my I remember when I first got my apartment, and I had got Section 8, and I ended up moving out. I wasn't even in there long, and I ended up relocating to South Carolina with my at that time he became my husband or whatever. And I literally wasn't even on Section 8 a full year, y'all. I was only there for a couple months, and then we had met, and everything moved so fast, and he didn't want to stay where he was, and I didn't want to stay where I was, and I had relocated. I remember, who bought them chairs for me? I don't know. I think it was my grandmother, or did I buy them? Anyways, that's how old those chairs was. I was like 22 years old. I sold those chairs in New York when I lived in New York, and that was in 2000 because I think I switched, I think in 2018. That's how long I had those chairs. everybody would come in my house and always say, "Where'd you get these chairs?" Because they were some high back, nice, different shape type rattan wicker chairs or whatever. And I sold them, and I want to say I think I got at least like 200 for those chairs. Um, so I sold them. Then I had some bamboo chairs that I had got in South Carolina. I got a chair. I'm gonna show it to y'all. My like a stepdad to me gave me this chair because he used to do house, like when people go in and when they have rentals and the people don't pay, they rent and they get kicked out, and the marshal got to come and the person got to clean out or whatever. He used to do that because he was a part of management of maintenance, management of maintenance. So he used to be the one that has to come and tell them what to do with the stuff. So he used to always call me like, "Hey, I got this, hey, I got that." And I have a chair. I don't know if I ever showed it to y'all, but I've never seen a chair like this in my life. And anytime I show this chair to people, they're like, "I don't care what I had to do or where I would put that chair, I would never get rid of the chair." It is a rocker, but it is round, like open, like it don't have, it's like low, like a low, it's huge though. Like kind of like two people could sit in it. And it's like you sitting in a teacup, like from the shape of it, the way it comes around your body. It's just a different chair, and it has big, like lion foot claws on it, like really big. I've never seen a chair like that. I've never seen a chair like that. What did I say? What did I say? Because I see you said evicted. Did I say? Did I when I say getting people getting put out, or what did I say? Did I say evicted wrong? So uh I still got that chair because I know that I am never going to find that chair again. When people used to come to my house at yard sales, or and I had stuff inside the house that I didn't want to take out that was too big, they'd always walk past that chair. What's no, not in my house. I'm sorry, in the garage, because I had stuff that was too big and I didn't want to take out unless you really wanted it and you was going to buy it. So they would come in the garage when I did the yard sales to see the certain stuff that I'll say, "Oh, this for sale, that for sale," and they'd be like, "What you doing with that chair? What you do?" Everybody always asks, "What's that? What you doing with that?" It's a beautiful chair. And you know how you get something, if you refurbish something, you don't. I'm the type, I have to sit on it for a while. Like even with this project, I done tore these things apart. I done got the mirror, like these are literally torn apart. They're torn apart. I've been testing. I got wood pieces and all this stuff in this bag that I bought several months ago because I have ideas. And I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything with them, but I kept putting it together. I'm the type, I don't want to rush because I want it to be what I like. And usually when I like something, I'm not just going to change it again. And y'all hear me say that a lot. When I like something, I'm doing it because I like it, not because it's trendy. And it takes me a while to get, first when I have a vision or idea, and then when I put it together and it's like, don't like it, I have to sit on it. I'm not trying to rush to just throw nothing up. That's just not what I'm trying to do. So anyways, what I'm saying is, I used to get the stuff, and it got to the point where people would contact me because they couldn't see what I seen in the furniture. So anytime I bought something from somebody, I'll send them a picture. And they're like, "Are you serious? That's the such and such." I'm like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is how I put it in my client's house or whatever, because that's the type of interior designer I was. I had high-end clients. Like I told y'all, my first client, when I got out there and just stepped on my faith and stopped being fearful of what people thought, and not thinking that people were just telling me stuff. It was just like people really, truly enjoyed my stuff. And so my first client was a $4,500 job. Literally. And that was back in 07, 08. And that's when I opened up my interior design business. Hello. Hey. So yeah, I used a lot of, it was so crazy because when I start working with them and letting their mind flow and see what I can do and how I can do things, more money went in my pocket. Why? Because they don't have to spend as much money on the items. You get what I'm saying? Because we're going to figure it out. We're trying to get a certain look. So I would show them, "Hey, I got these chairs, but this is what they're going to look like. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to change the fabric. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. I got this headboard, or I can build you one." And y'all know I can do custom headboards. Y'all seen, that was the first time I actually did a full video of showing me doing the room, gutting and everything, taking the carpet out, all that stuff being done. And I surprised my mom-in-law and did her velvet headboard and did the cornice boards around her windows and stuff. If you haven't seen that, look up room makeovers on my channel and you'll see, and how to's or DIYs or whatever, and you'll see a list of a lot of things and different transformations that I did for friends and family and stuff like that. But anyway, so it just makes me feel good to have something that's different. I don't know if y'all seen that stand with the plants. It's bamboo. It's like the brass is made in the form of bamboo. How bamboo is, the little rings. That's how it's made. So that's going to be so pretty. I'm going to get me some degreaser, clean it down, and I'm going to scrub it with some light Brillo pads, scorch pads or whatever, and let it dry, and then I'm going to spray it. And I'm going to go get the glass cut. And when it's time, I'm going to put it somewhere in one of these corners. It's going to have some plants on it. So, and for a little less, and I literally was just looking at that because I have a lot of plants, but I want them to be in certain places and put in certain ways in my house. So guys, I want to share something with y'all because Rizzy's room. I'm still going to share the vlog because I have been behind the scenes vlogging and stuff like that. But I'm going to show you guys something. Are you ready? Boop. Look it. Look. Teresa, look. Y'all don't even understand the feeling I have. Like, y'all, this is mine. This is my home. This is the house that God has blessed me with. This is the first room that's going to be complete. He's looking for her doors. Remember I bought those solid wood doors from that man, secondhand. He was redoing his house, and I got some real heavy solid wood bifold doors. They were so freaking heavy. You cannot find them. I'm going to sand them, make them look good, and paint them white. That's what it's going to be. But yes, James, look, y'all. Y'all need some room. He just put the yeah, she'll be coming in. And her room is the first room to be done. Like, do y'all not, this seemed like it took forever to see this. It took forever. She got to come in here with a little Swiffer thing, and she going to be excited. She's at the mall. When I tell y'all, Rizzy has been being a teenager. She has been being a teenager, okay? So she's at the mall with her friend, and she's going out to eat, and then after that, they going to her friend's house for a little bit, but she got to come home because she got school tomorrow. But, yeah, he's finishing up the molding, and did you find the doors?
Not really.
Not okay. And yeah, so, and it goes all the way into the closet, and she has a cedar closet. I was really wanting to switch with her, but her room is a little bit smaller than mine. And the different, it's a little bit smaller. I think this way. I know mine. See, it's weird because she has this little spot here. You get what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be nice. Oh, y'all already know it's gonna be nice. And I really had a fear for the dark color floors. But once again, when I went to get these floors, I had an idea for the floor and I wanted. But when I got there, and this was so great how people, you gotta be honest with yourself, with life, or whatever the situation is. And this is exactly what happened. And I think I shared this in a vlog when I was doing the vlogs about the renovation when it first started. The air closed the door. The guy that they put me with at Floor Decor, I was talking to him and I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm a single mom starting all over and I'm on a budget. I got a certain budget, blah, blah, blah. He was like, so you like these? He was like, so is the color really an issue? Would you go a little darker? Would you go a little lighter? And I was like, why you say that? He said, because I don't know. I'm gonna see what we got. I might be able to find you something because we be having stuff on clearance that's back there, but we didn't put it out or put a ticket on it. And I was like, oh, really? So I'm looking. Remember Brandon? Me and Brandon, we're looking because we came to get the form that I wanted and pick up that granite, right? And so I'm looking. He came back. He was like, listen. I found something, but I know you said you don't want to go that dark, but let me show it to you. And I said, okay. So I went and looked at it, and literally he saved me like a good $800. I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. I like it. He's like, but here's the thing. He said, I don't know if they're going to change the name of it. He was like, or if they're discontinuing it. He was like, but it's good quality. Hold on, let me come on. He was like, it's a good quality, but the only thing about it is we only have, I think he said, I don't remember how many boxes because he just used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think he said they only had 32 boxes. And there's 4 boxes there. And he got a half for one. I think he said he only had 32 boxes. And I think with the 32 boxes, it was perfect because I didn't want it all through the complete house, but I wanted all the bedrooms, the hallway, living room, and dining room. And I wanted like the bathrooms, the laundry, and the kitchen to be different. So I believe I end up getting, the house is like 14 and some change square feet. But I believe I end up getting 1,200 and some change, which I thought would be perfect because this room is more than 100 square feet. This kitchen is. And then you add this laundry room and that bathroom and that bathroom. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, I know between that room, that bathroom, and this, that's at least about 400 square feet. You get what I'm saying? So the other part of the house should be about 1,000, and I should have more than enough extra. So we'll see. I may or may not be able to get into this kitchen, or maybe I was even thinking, shoot, I'm gonna go on and go in the bathroom because the bathroom is small. Might as well rock it out and go in the bathroom. So we'll see. If anything, I know I want the hallway and all the bedrooms, the dining room, living room. But if I have extra, I think it may not be extra to fully do the kitchen, but I will probably go ahead and do my bathroom. I probably will do that. I'm thinking, I don't know. I wanted to put that, remember I bought all those peel and sticks, the one that looked like the thick ones that's groutable. I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And then I still have all that towel. So I want to do that towel in the bathroom. I want to do like a mosaic thing in there. I have boxes on boxes of that towel. And it's really nice towel. And you can paint towel. You could paint towel with the enamel or that Rust-Oleum paint. So I'm up in the air with what I want to do in the bathroom. I don't know. I think so too. I think so too, Teresa. You saying you think it's enough to do what? The bathroom or what? I know it should be enough to do living room, dining room, bedrooms, hallway. I know for sure that should be enough because he only used. Let me ask him. I think he used. Let me cut my oil on. I want to say Teresa. Hold on 1 second. Y'all, I just made some more brownies. When I tell you they don't play about these brownies and they do not last. They don't play and they do not last. Got my oil. I like to reuse my oil. It's still good. I can saute these onions and peppers right in that oil. I ain't about to reuse that oil. Um, they don't last, so I just made some more. Literally. And my greedy self is the one who ate some. Rizzy don't know I made some, but Naya went to the stores to go get some things. She's like, oh, brownies. I was like, yeah. She was like, so yeah, you know her. My kid, well, Naya can eat. I don't know where she put the food at, but she can eat. I got a video for y'all. I'm gonna put it up after I get off. I got a video for y'all. Y'all niece is a mess. Y'all know that. I've been loving doing the bloopers with her because she comes in and she does the funniest stuff. And I'm like, why not record it? It's not hurting anybody. Like, when she come and do something, I know she about to act up. I just start recording her. Because she's so silly. She is so silly. But yeah, so I'm excited about the finds I got. I got that table. I won't probably get that table till maybe this weekend. I don't know when my friend is gonna. Well, I was told whenever I want it that it can be brought to me. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Gotta have some black pepper. We shall see. So when I saute my onions, I don't want them to fry. I really just want them to kind of like get real tender because it tastes so good on your so I put a little bit of, I season them, but then I add some water and I cover them so that they can like cook but get tender, get real tender. Let me get my top. Yeah, so they can get real tender. Yeah, and I cut them on low and I just keep stirring them. Let me start up the little seasoning. Ain't no need to put onion powder. There's onions in here. I usually, sometimes I would, but I ain't in the mood. We're just gonna saute all of these. And it's like when you cook these, they cook down so much. It'd be so much less than what you done cut up. Hey, you wanna okay, where we at? I simmer her with the table. James, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I don't be meaning to say that. But boy, listen. She's a mess. Did you see the one with her with the box? Don't make no sense. Come get her. Come get her, Teresa. Come get her. Okay? Come get her. But oh, Teresa, you just gave me an idea, because if I did do the floor, then maybe I can do the look that I want to do somewhere else. I ain't gonna tell you where, but somewhere else. Right now, I'm going to load it so when y'all get off this video, y'all can see it. She is a total mess. And I also posted something on, I posted something just before I went live. Not what I posted earlier, but I posted, I think, 2 more things just before I went live. Yes, on the community post. So check out my community post. I'm going to start talking to y'all more there, showing y'all finds or just different things that I find. Everything that I find is not something that I always like, but I know that I see people who like this type of style as well, or like something similar to it. So I just share just to give you inspiration on what's out there on OfferUp, Facebook. And I forgot, I have been sleeping. I haven't been on Craigslist in a minute. But there are so many things and so many ways that you can literally save your money and get this quality stuff, y'all. Don't be afraid to put a little elbow grease in it. Don't be a little afraid, because guess what? If you try it and you don't do it right, or you feel like you ain't into it, sell it. You can still sell it. But then again, you might be surprised and be like, oh, okay, wow, this came out nice. Yeah, when I see that I can it's just something about a transformation for me. Like even that room, even though I showed it to y'all, like literally I'm just kind of seeing the very end of, why did I do that? The very end of it, because he still was in there putting some down before I started sitting down and talking to y'all. It was still like maybe a piece or two. So I'm seeing that end result. Not end result. Well, end result of the floor being finished. It's still not completely done, but I'm seeing that with y'all. Okay, let's see. How can I go to, yeah, I'm gonna release it so you guys can see it. This one was so funny. Mr. Willie was looking at her like he was cracking up. And I was like, I said, y'all be encouraging this little girl. Y'all be encouraging her. And she comes in there like she just been doing this for years and she knows how to do stuff. And I just be looking at her like, really, Nine? Really, Nine? Really? this what we doing? Public. Okay, we're going to make it public. So that way it'll be up. And by the time y'all get off this live, y'all can check it out. And y'all can tell me what y'all think about that. But I just feel like we need to laugh. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Y'all know I'm all about positivity. And we act the fool over here. We act up. We have such a good time. Oh, y'all, I opened those lentil cheddar chips that I got from when I showed you that little mini haul from TJ Maxx of the things I got. I think when I went and got some, not these tea towels, but the other towels and something else. Oh, the avocado oil. My bottle of oil is just now getting low. My bottle, and I lost the top. It done rolled underneath something. This is where my avocado oil is right now. I got another bottle, but I'm going to be looking out for some more. But when I got these, and it done oiled up. I think this was $6, which is good for avocado oil. So I'm gonna be looking out for some more. So once one go down, I try to go look for some more so I can grab two before I open the other one. But yeah, that's where it's low. But I was sharing with y'all. Hold on one second. Naya, what was I finna do? Yeah, what was I finna do? I just forgot that fast. I was sharing with y'all. Oh, so I showed y'all the haul, right? And I wanted y'all to see how I got these little snacks. It wasn't my sister. Anywho, I found these right here at TJ Maxx, and they're age right cheddar lentil chips by the Daily Crave. Listen, let me tell y'all something. We got some roasted garlic hummus. These chips with this hummus from Aldi's, they have this in a sriracha. They have this in salt and pepper. And I think just plain at TJ Maxx. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. I know the funk brain, the pause, I'm not a senior. I shouldn't be having those moments. But these were $3.49. And listen, look at this. Top story, snacking zen. Spiritualist incorporates ideas into snacking habits. Renowned yogi Lindsay Calhoun recently discussed how she incorporates her philosophies into her lifestyle. When I am meditating, I cannot be, I didn't even know this was on the back of here. I cannot be distracted by any physical body. And the Daily Craves gluten-free lentil chips, these are gluten-free, y'all. Lentil chips satisfy my snack craving. Calhoun states that she keeps the snacks all around her yoga studio along with fresh fruit and water so she can balance her diet and exercise. It's okay to chase your crave in moderation, of course, she stated as she chewed a mouthful of lentil chips and gracefully moved into the lotus position. I didn't even know that was back there, y'all. I did not look at that. I didn't even know. I never even looked on the back of this. Then it says online today, the media, missing snack displays, blame the aliens. Local grocery and natural food stores are reporting missing snacks displays in and around North California. Although the authorities have not been able to link these disappearances to any particular individuals, the timing is suspicious. Store owners Jared Eady states his stock of lentil chips mysteriously disappeared overnight without trace, adding to the mystery. UFO enthusiasts claim to have recent footage of crop circles in the same area. Photos of lentil chip pieces with unusual jagged teeth marks have surfaced on social media. Newspapers are asking the public to remain calm and to replenish their stock of lentil chips ASAP. Oh my gosh. You can go back and watch the video. I bought these over a month ago. And I just never took them out, and they're still good till March 2024, probably because I don't got no gluten in them. Yeah, the Daily Crave. I wonder, I'm gonna have to look these up because these are so good. I don't want to just have to get them from TJ Maxx because with those things, they don't always replenish the same thing. It's always unique, different snacks and foods and different items. Those onions and peppers smell so good. So if you have not tried these, it always says breaking news. You know what? I've never even looked at this bag like that. Certified gluten-free, non-GMO, bio-checked, and plant-based protein. This just in. Lentil chips are perfect for dipping, thriving with a gluten-free lifestyle. Oh, it's a lot of stuff on here. It's like the news. Oh, Daily Crave, like the newspaper, like the daily. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. But I wanted to share this. So if you see these lentil chips, grab them. They're not greasy or anything. I mean, I do my thing here and there. I just gotta get my life together. I like sweets, and that be my issue. If I can just stop the sweets, I can do better because I don't overdo it on stuff like this. I overdo it on the sweets. I be ready to eat my food so I can eat my dessert. Let me put this back. So, I did make a green tea. This time I made strawberry pineapple lemon, and it tastes so good. And I let that brew for like 3 days in the refrigerator, and it's so, so good. And all these fruits are so sweet, so it sweetens it even more. I'm tired. I'm sick of you and all these different snacks. I can't get over the candy and the brownies. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? Who's from Arkansas? Hey, Maryland. Thank you for joining the live, girl. If you're new to the channel, check out the channel. If you like it, the way that you show us that is you join the family by hitting the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I load a new video. Because we have fun and we just chat about real life. And I come on. I don't come on every day, but I come on a couple times during the week just to talk to you guys about my renovations. I'm a single mom starting all over. Was married 18 years in a whole new state, don't know nobody, and I got a fixer-upper, and I'm showing you guys my journey, but also showing you my everyday life at the same time as I share the journey of what's happening, the updates that are happening. And so today I was sharing my daughter, the youngest, her room is done. Literally, her floor is in, her molding is on, her floor molding is in, like, it's all, only thing left to put up her bifold doors and she can start putting her stuff in. And fingers crossed that the living room will be done and then everything can come out of my storage unit. Yeah, because I'm paying a couple hundred on that and I don't like that. That's not nice. Um, oh, all right. Well, I had a big old piece of cheesecake from... You know what? Nobody told you that. Nobody asked you if you did all of that, Miss Thane. Nobody asked you if you went to the Cheesecake Factory. That's like you're trying to throw it in our face. How do you know we don't want any cheesecake? How do you know that we didn't want you to bring a piece home for us? Like, why would you do such a thing? Why would you do... That's why I got brownies. And I'm going to eat a big piece. James, we are about 5 hours away. See how they be, you see how they do, Maryland? Y'all just be having conversations while I'm on live and they be talking to each other like I'm just not here. I'll just sip on my green tea. Why not? But yeah, so that's what's going on. The next thing, I don't know. We were talking about the fact that I don't want transitions really in the floors. So I want it to be a consistent look. Look at these onions and peppers, y'all, for these sausages and stuff. Woo! That's what make them tender. Yes. I don't want to cook too fast. I'm going to cut them down low. But yeah. So we were talking about the transition and how I want it to look. And if we should come out or... if he should do a little bit of my room. See, my room still need to be some more mudding and taping and sanded and painted. So Rizzy really is the only one that's mud, tape, sand, paint, all that has been done in hers. So we were trying to figure that out. So I don't know what the next step is going to be after the Rizzy's room. I don't know if he's coming in the living room. I would say if I knew, you know what, it ain't that difficult. All we got to do is look at the boxes and see how many square feet on each box. And then we could determine if we got enough. I remember saying that I was going to get enough. Remember how they said it's 10%, not remember how, but you know how they say it's 10%. 10% is about what you need, 10 to 15% of waste, just in case something breaks, something go wrong, blah, 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 whatever. I remember when he said it was 32 boxes, he told me I got way more than enough than 10%. And so if I was trying to do 1,200 square feet, I think I will have that bathroom. That bathroom probably is what, 70 something square feet, maybe. So I may not even need that many whatchamacallits in there. So I don't know. I think I might let it transition in the bathroom. I think I might. And then do something funky somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's decision. And I guess the thing that bothers me when it's time to make decisions in this house is I wait a while. Y'all see what happened with the cabinets. How long, y'all, did it take me to find a color? Not only did I find the color, thought I liked it, but I told you, I said, I got to sit on this for a while. And I sat on it for months. And it just would not give me what I wanted it to give. It wouldn't. And then one day I came here, I said, no, this is not it. I can't. I'm not in that grade. I just not for my kitchen. I remember see, when I get my photo albums, I'm not just gonna be talking. I'm gonna show y'all these pictures. The house that I ended up purchasing, I was on Section 8 for like 9 months. Okay. So what happened was I was on it for like a couple months. I had already been in that house renting on my own and everything. And my oldest daughter, you know what I mean? She was a certain age. And literally, I remember my mom told me, she was like, if you're going to get it, she said, when I first found out I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, she said, go apply. She said, go apply. Well, I didn't get it till she was almost 2. Nope, I'm lying. She was almost 3 because I had met my husband and she was like going on 3.5, and Naya was on 6 months, about 6 months when I met him. And so, yeah, I didn't even have it. I didn't even have it long. I remember when I was looking for this apartment, and I remember they had one available, and I was like, dang. Man, I was working and going to school and being a single mom. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out. At that time, that's I ain't gonna lie to you. That's when I started hustling because I don't have family that, if it wasn't for my grandmother or my grandfather at that time, I can ask them for anything. But I don't just have family that I can say, hey, I need help, look out. I've always been the type to figure it out. And that's where, I come from a long line of people who are hustlers and figure it out, when it comes to money, the men in the family. And so, especially my dad, he was a hustler. He get money. That's what he did. And y'all read between the lines. But anywho, so I remember that, and I remember I was excited to get my Section 8. I remember I was excited to get my Section 8, and I remember the situation that I went through, the abusive situation that I went through, and the crazy part about it was it all came on time so perfectly. Everything happened after all that happened. It was like when God removed the wrong people out your life, he gives you what you're supposed to have, because usually they're not supposed to be a part of that blessing. So everything just started happening. And I remember I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I don't even really care about dating like that. I'm gonna think outside the box, because the men that I choose, or the men that gravitate to me, it just wasn't it. So my mind was different at that time. And I was just so much focused on being the best mom I can be, because I just wanted to be different for my girls. I wanted to be that mom for my girls. My goal was always to be an example, or someone that they can look up to. And I remember, like, I don't ever want them to feel what it is to lack. I don't ever want them to feel what it is to, like, I had all these things in my brain. And at that time, I was hustling. I had stopped doing one thing, but I was definitely doing one thing, another thing. I was selling weed more because it was more safer at that time. And so I did that. And then I had people who loved me, like guys who knew me and knew my dad at that time. He had went back to prison, but people looked out for me, and it was like, hey, I got you, and so they were like, hey, you a whole mom, and I know you trying to make sure you don't got to, ask nobody for nothing. I always wanted to have my own. I always wanted to make sure, if I had children, I want to make sure they good. If the system don't give me nothing, if I can't get a food stamp, if I can't get none of that, I want to make sure me and my kids are good. And so I remember at that time, I was just like, man, F dudes. Like, I don't care about no dudes. I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy life. I got money. My kids are good. My apartment is nice. I want to get on here, and I think I did it before, and get my photo album so y'all can see my apartment when I was in my early 20s, like between 20, 19, actually. 19 as a mom. because I had my first baby, but I had my first apartment when I was 16. We wasn't doing pictures and stuff like that. Do I have pictures of that apartment? We wasn't really doing pictures and Polaroids and stuff like that back then. I don't think I was. It was more so, yeah, the cameras. I might be able to find some pictures of that apartment that I always tell you that was my first apartment. Because that was my mom choose. My mom was either choosing me or a man, and she chose a man over me and kicked me out when I was in high school. And so my long story short on that, I'm saying this, y'all. I be talking, but I don't know why guys telling me to say certain stuff as I'm talking. But anyways, going back to where I was. So at that time, I had people who literally were like, "I got you, I got you." I had the connection because my godfather was like the kingpin of weed. And so I had the connection. So I didn't want no handouts. Like, let me do this. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this. I had a situation where I went up in a building back home and these people tried to rob me. They tried to rob me and pulled a gun out, but I never went anywhere, especially when I was doing something. I never went anywhere without telling anybody, or I never went anywhere and went up in the building without having somebody downstairs. So they didn't know that I had my dudes downstairs. Now these are not dudes that I'm dating. These are dudes like we cool. Like these my bro, these my brothers. You know what I mean? Like that. And so it was a thing. Like if I don't come down in a certain time, people did business with women different than they did business with men. Mind you, I'm younger. You know, I'm wearing at that time. I used to wear my hair. Listen, I was the queen of getting custom outfits. Like I made sure that if I did it, it was worthwhile. Meaning, like I'm going to live and feel good and not just be putting myself at risk, but also enjoying the fruits of it, but saving like crazy at the same time. And I was still in school. I was in college, and I was a mom, and I was still working. Not stupid. So because I just wanted to be able to save enough money to make sure I was good. And like if something happened to my kid, or I had to do something, or I had to get something, I don't have to ask nobody and they tell me I don't got it, or no. I hate that. Like ugh. So long story short, yeah, that was the thing that scared me. They was like, yo, Mill, you gotta stop. Like, you gotta stop. We got you. You don't need to touch nothing. You don't need to do nothing. You just tell us what you want when you want it. And that sparked something in me. It sparked something in me, like, yo, these dudes really got respect for me because they had respect for my father. And that was another thing. It was hard for me to date because everybody knew him and he was crazy. Like, and he still is to this day. Like, no, seriously, crazy, crazy. So nobody wanted to date me. Everybody was like, yeah, no, I know your pops. No, absolutely not. No, no, no. So long story short, I did that for a while. Then I was like, okay, enough is enough. I remember buying me a Stratus. I remember I wasn't really much of a mingler like that. I really wasn't. I actually met my husband at the time, Mara, when we got married. I met him online. And that's where we clicked and we was together. Like, Mara was different. He was different. His voice was just so sexy to me when I was like, oh, okay, who is this? It was the Mama Raven. That was the name of the Mama Raven. That was the name of the online dating chat thing, and that's how I met him. And we talked, and I remember he was like, yeah, I'm on my way to work. He was like, but I work at a desk and I can call you. I'm gonna sneak and call you, but it's gonna be from this type of number. So even at work, he was calling me. So it was like we was inseparable. I remember when we first met, the car that he had got into a bad accident. So he didn't have no car. But he was making good money. He didn't have no children or nothing. He was making good money. He was the only child. And I remember when I had to travel, it was 2.5 hours to the difference between the two of us. And it was like this anticipation. It was like 48 hours from the time that we talked that we was like, no, we need to meet. We need to see each other. And so we actually end up meeting. And when I went, I brung a friend. Nope, I'm lying. I did. This is what I did. Because I've been so many times. Okay, the first initial time, I brung my brother with me because he had family in that city as well. And I was like, I don't want to just ride up on him you know, with all these people in the car. I brought my brother with me, and I wasn't his brother on his dad's side. I can't remember. I know I brought my brother Chantel with me, and it was so, or was it? I think it was him and his girl at that time. I I think because I was like, if we mesh, it'll be like a double date type of thing. I want to say Jen. He was dating Jen. I think she came. Anywho, he came, and so the whole talk, and you know how you getting to know somebody, they telling you what they look like, what they like, and all that stuff. It was one of them kind of things. And with him, at that time, I was still kind of dibbling, dabbling, but not really doing it. I was trying to phase out because like I said, I saved money and everything, but I was still kind of afraid to let it go. So I wasn't doing it, but I was still kind of dibbling, dabbling in it. And you know, when I first met him or whatever, I went to the city where he was, and I remember exactly what I had on. My purple, it was a purple, dark purple and light purple, like type wavy shirt, like satin with a tie, but it was summertime, so it was short. I was way smaller, small waist, all that good stuff, yes, whatever. And I had these shoes that I got from Steve Madden. They was wooden heels, but they were like a stiletto with a platform, and they tied around my ankle like a Mary Jane, and around the front of my foot, but my toes were out. He was like, yeah. He was like, don't be showing them toes if they ain't cute. I said, oh boy, my toes always cute. I don't play about my toes. You know, that's how we going back for. He's like, I'll be the judge of that. So we was just joking and stuff. So I remember I drove down the street where he told me to drive, and I seen this big old tall chocolate dude, and he, kind of hefty. I was like, ooh, that's a big boy. And I kept driving. I looked, and he was standing there. You see him look. I said, ooh, should I go? Because I was always into, you had to be cut like 6-pack, 8-pack, like everything had to be, that's always what I had. That's what I got, But I was like, yeah, but they were a-holes and I had issues. So I drove past. I'm like, okay, that is him. That's him. That's him. Because the way he was looking, and he kept looking, and he looked, and he see me. I went up the street, and I came and turned back around, and I came back again, and he was like, he did this face, and I was like, Myra, he was like, I was like, hi, like that. I'm like, dang, where's she going? I was like, hey, and he's like, what's up? So he came to the car or whatever. And when he got in, he's like, dang, you ain't gonna get out and give me no hug? And I was like, yeah. He's like, wait, hold up. And he did this. He gonna lean over to him, so let me see them feet. I was like, well, I'll put it back. He's like, oh, okay. Cute, no corns. They look soft. They look nice. Look like you keep them up. I was like, didn't I say that? We're just kind of like that. But the thing about him was he was just so different. Shortly after we started like seeing that we really liked each other and we were dating, I got into a car accident, right? This is what triggered me with him. I got 2 kids. I'm a single mom, right? He don't have no kids. He's the only child. It was Christmas time coming up. And I remember I had got into the accident. I was out of work, and now I'm trying to figure out what disability workman's comp, whatever's going to happen is, what's going to happen. I got hit from behind on the job or whatever. So it was crazy. And I was out of work. That man had seen me a couple times. I said, you know what? I don't do nobody meeting my children. You're not going to meet my children. I don't do that. I don't play that. Even to the day, may he rest in peace, he would say, that was one thing I respect about you, because it took me many months before I even met your daughters. It took many months before I met them. I said, I need to know it's serious and it's real. You're not just going to meet my children. So that's what he respected about me. So I'm like, okay, cool. We literally were in a situation where he knew what I was doing. He didn't want me to do it. And he thought it was kind of unsafe. And he even said, I'll do it for you. You don't need them other people. I'll do it for you. I'll bring it back with me, and I'll do it for you. I don't even want you. I want you and the girls to be safe. And I was just like, oh, okay. And he was saying only to get rid of what I had left. He was like, because you don't need to do this. And I was like, yeah. He was like, no, you don't. So I said, now I really do. He was like, I got you. You don't need nothing. And I was just like, okay. So that was one thing. And then the closer it got to the holidays, I remember him calling my phone. He said, hey, go to Western Union. And I was like, what's up? He's like, I sent you some money. He was like, pay your car note, pay he said pay the car note. At that time, this is what I would do. I learned the game about getting stuff from errands and rent a center. And what the game was this: when tax time get ready come and you get ready to get a lump sum of money, go in there and look and see what cash and carry stuff they got. Because a lot of times, well, back then the stuff was real good. That's why they was able to charge a little bit more. It wasn't like no regular rinky-dink stuff. So it's 90 days cash and carry. So I would always, around 3 months before it's time to get your taxes, you go see what they got. You go see what they got, what kind of deals they got. You don't have to pay no interest. And whatever the price say with the tax for the state tax, that's all you pay. No extra fees, because renting is for the birds. Not, I'm sorry, if you have to, you have to. I'm not saying that. I shouldn't even say that. What I mean by that is, like, if you have a choice and you're just renting and you're wasting money, it's a waste of money. Something that's $1,000, by the time you done renting it, you done paid $3,000 for it. That's what I mean. So excuse me, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. So that's what I would do. And I had got this bad system, a big screen TV with the wood shelf to go around it. It was really nice back then. You know, the whole entertainment center. I had the whole thing. People used to come in like, dang, girl, the TV I had was I think it was a 57-inch, but it was, a floor model type 57-inch TV, but it was a split screen. It used to split into 3 screens, and he loved it when he came to visit, because he used to play football, and we have like HBO on the other side. You could split it up. So long story short, he said, pay your bills, pay whatever you need to pay on your system. He said, actually, as a matter of fact, it was closer to the time that it needed to be. I think I had one more month of the 90 days, because I was looking forward to January to do my taxes or whatever. And this was Christmas coming, so it was just like, okay, all right. He said, pay that off. So he paid it off. I didn't have to pay that. And my bills, my rent, all that stuff was paid. It wasn't too high. I think my rent was like, I want to say my rent was like $380 or $385 or something, because I did work. Around in there. It wasn't high, but I still had electric and all the other stuff. Did I pay for water? I don't think so, but I think water was included in those houses, in that house. And they weren't projects or nothing by your income type housing. A lot of people in New York have nice places, and they literally take Section 8. And so that was just like a weight lifted too, where I'm like, okay, that's freeing up a lot of money that I don't have to pay, because they're paying like a nice amount of rent. I think my rent was like $7. It was a 2-bedroom. I want to say it was like $750, $850, somewhere, no more than like $850. And so they paid a big bulk of it. And I did get stamps, but I didn't get like the full, because I was working. So I want to say I was getting like 115 or something like that. But I was a budget queen, and back then you could get a lot of food with 115, and my babies was little, so it was rocking it out. You know what I'm saying? So I got all that. But mind you, I was working. I worked. I always kept a job. I always worked. I never just sat on my butt. So I did that. So when he came in and he did it, I was like, what? Granddad always told me, a real man, you ain't got to ask for nothing. He sees a need and he sees where he needs to help, and he step in. So that was like a trigger, like, whoa, okay. I didn't even have to tell this man. You know what I mean? He was like, we don't know when you're going to get your money or whatever. And he sent me about $800 or $900 Western Union to pay my bills, my car payment, get the girls' Christmas stuff off layaway, all that. And I was just like, okay. And things just moved so fast. Within a year's time, we had relocated, and we were in a whole nother state. And it wasn't even, oh my gosh, I want to say, I'm trying to think, because I don't even think, this was so many years ago. I'm trying to think, I know when I had Section 8, my rent was like, it wasn't no more than like 4 something, right? But I'm trying to think, did I get it just before? No, I think I got it just before I moved. That's what it was. And yes. So yeah, within that, literally we were moving so fast. So I ended up getting it during the first couple months of us talking, and then I forgot what happened. Something happened. And oh, that's what it was. I told my worker that I wanted to transfer. So they paused because I end up, I thought I heard another door or something. I end up telling her I want to transfer to another state. And because I started my job back after a couple months, I started my job back and I started working and making more. It wasn't really benefiting me. So what she said was they put my account. It's something that I don't know if they do it now, but they'll hold on your account if you're not funds, but what do you call it? Your income is not consistent, but they only do it for so many months. But I knew I was leaving, so what happened was I got a pause on my thing, not got booted out or anything like that. I can't think of the name of it. So she let me, we end up visiting where I wanted to visit. It was between Virginia, Atlanta, and South Carolina. So I end up picking South Carolina. So I end up visiting. I went and did everything first and went and looked at some apartments. I remember my stepmom told me, she was like, listen, go check out these places. They brand new. They just renovated. Everything just fell so into place. And they were like, yes, we take Section 8, blah, blah, blah. We wasn't even in those apartments a full 9 months. And one day I was on the computer. I remember back then I was doing, what was I doing? I was in corrections, but I was doing hair. I was a correction officer. He came, when we both moved to South Carolina, we both was in corrections. He was in maximum security death row, and I was with the juveniles that went all the way up to age 21 and can 22 or whatever. And so basically grown men, okay? Because these kids look, if you see some of these 12, 14-year-old boys, you'll be like, how old? Looking like, I'm talking about 6'2", 6'3", like these kids look like grown-ups. But anyway, so we were doing that. And I remember when I got my Section 8 back, the lady was like, well, from your income coming and not having any income, you kind of in between, because the income that you're currently going to be getting with this, you're not going to be able to, keep it that long. And I was just like, what? Like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, it goes by the more you make, the less you have, the less we pay. And I was like, oh man. But I just was like, girl, why are you saying, oh man? You want to be able, like, that's just a mentality that sometimes it's embedded in you. I know people that's close to me in my family that have been on Section 8 since I was a little kid, and still like either on it now or just got off it a couple years ago. It's like, I didn't want that mentality. I didn't want my kids to think that was okay. And like, there's generations of people on it. Like, nobody wants to release it because it's something that is like a comfort zone of protection of you feeling like, oh, that you're going to have a place to stay because they're going to pay, or if you don't have a job, or if you lose your job, if you do something where you don't have income, they're going to pay it. I feel like it's, to me personally, this is my opinion, I feel like it's a setup to keep you suppressed and only getting just enough. That's why they say a job is just over broke, just enough. And so I was feeling some type of way, but I was like, man, whatever. I remember one night I got up in the middle of the night. He was asleep, the kids were sleeping, I was on a computer, and I was like, I'm gonna apply and see if I can get me a house. I'm gonna apply. It was Programmable mortgage. I remember that. And I went in there and I just started putting all my information in. And I was like, I didn't really know too much about credit like that. I didn't know too much. I know my credit wasn't bad because I didn't do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? I always my grandfather ringed in my ear a lot of old school things and the things to pay attention to, and my grandmom and stuff like that. And then, other wise people that was around or whatever. But I didn't like owing people, and I didn't like doing stupid stuff to make me feel like I had a weight or something that I had to have that was just something I'm pulling and holding on to, like debt, stuff like that. So I remember when I applied, the thing came up and it was like generating your application, give it a few seconds. And I sat there and that thing said, you are pre-approved. I'm like, is it pre-qualified? It's pre-qualified, you pre-qualified, and it's pre-approved. Those are two different things. And I was like, oh, really? It says, The agent will contact you within 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. He was asleep. And I was like, man. I said, man, you up? He's like, what's up? I said, man, I just want to apply for a house. They said I was approved. I think it said 125,000 or something like that. And he was like, what? I said, yeah, I'm approved. He was like, for a house? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't put, did I put both of our stuff in? I can't even remember. I just know I was approved. But I know we got it together, ended up getting it together. Maybe I did, I don't know. But it was exciting. And it was just like, nobody around me buying houses. I don't know. I know one aunt, my grandparents, and one aunt that bought a house. Nobody's doing that. I'm just like, I'm in my early 20s. I'm like my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Just shy of a couple years away from 21. And I'm just like, a house? Wow. Like, I'm literally getting the emotions back from then. It was just a lot. So when the lady called that later on that morning, she called me. She was real sweet, and we just started talking, and she was just like, yeah, when can you come into the office? You know, I got your pre-approval, because I put everything in. You know how sometimes you do stuff quickly just to see, but then I'm like, I was putting everything in my job. I went and got my stuff. I was just putting everything I can in there. And I remember I still had food stamps. They still gave me food stamps. Now in the South, they give you it. It was weird because I got approved for more being in the South than I did in New York. It was just weird. So I had food stamps. I had Section 8. And I remember when I went and sat with the lady, me and him went and sat with the lady, it was real. It was real. And in a matter of, I want to say about 6 or 7 months of us being in the South, I ended up buying a house. My first house. I ended up buying a house. And that's when I got into the insurance industry. Not too long after that, we bought the house. I ended up buying a house, and it was just different. It was different. It was so different. I remember when I told my worker, she was like, so what are you going to do? And I was like, well, I'm going to have to give up my Section 8. You know, I told the Section 8 worker, I said, because we're looking aggressively. We had a whole racial thing happen to us. Our money was taken. Our earnest money was taken from this one house. Y'all, we got all the way up to the day of closing. This was in South Carolina, and everything was going good. Everything was approved. We had more than enough to buy the house. I think the house that this happened with was only like 90-something thousand, which I still wanted like a little fixer-upper. I was already in that zone back then. Why is my nose itching? Ooh. So all the way up until closing, we are there. I remember we did our walkthrough and to see the things that we didn't want to. I'm saying all this so I can share something with y'all. All the things that we didn't want to see when we bought it or we want them to fix, we did all that. We had African American realtor. I thought she was so cool, tall. She was like 6'2", a little natural afro, wore glasses, chocolate, like beautiful woman, real down to earth. At least I thought she was. And it seemed like she was all about us, all about us, all about us. And so what happened was, we excited, we telling everybody on our job and everything. It was like, oh my gosh, that's what's up, Paul. That's what's up. And we go the day of closing, and we get to the house. We were supposed to do the final walkthrough before we go to the closing table to close. And do you know, while we were walking through, I remember the backyard had a shed. And I remember when we walked back there, they had a puppy, a dog. The dog had dug so many holes in the ground, and there was so much poopy everywhere. And I was just like, yeah, no. They gotta get this poop up. They gotta get this poop up. They gotta get the instead of rewarding you, they penalize you for making more money, even if it's not enough to move forward. Exactly. You ever seen that movie Hose? It wasn't hose, but it was dug stuff out. I'm talking about the whole backyard. Like, they didn't even use the backyard. They just let the dogs do what they want to do. That's fine. That's fine. Do y'all. And I always do this test where I like lay stuff certain like little white papers everywhere as we walking through and see if something stick on them. Like it didn't have carpet, so that was a good thing. Fleas or anything like that in the house and stuff like that. So I was really like, ugh. But it didn't smell or anything like that. So I figured they had the dogs, and I I don't know if either the husband was into the dogs or she was into the dogs, and the other spouse didn't really like the dogs, so they kept the dogs outside. So the house didn't look like it had dogs, but the backyard did. And they didn't clean up the poop. The poop was just all over the backyard. I said, oh, heck no, I'm not cleaning up no poop, and they need to fill these holes in. So that was a request. Y'all, we walked through the house. Everything looked good. The realtor on the inside. I'm going into the back to go evaluate what it looks like and if they fix that, because I'm not trying to hear it. Listen, y'all. Do y'all know that shed I was talking about? They took all the dang on poop from the whole backyard, and in the back of the shed, it was a pile. I'm talking a massive pile, like this high and about this wide of doo-doo. I ran back and I said, I said, Miss, I can't even remember. And I said, come here. Come here. Oh, heck no. Come here. I said, look. She said, oh. She was like, hell no. What in the world? Are they serious? Oh no. Let me get their realtor on the phone right now. This is absolutely not happening. Are they serious? Like, that is so disrespectful. That's nasty. That's a hazard. Like, she was going off. So I'm like, okay, she get it. She understands. She not gonna let them do us any old kind of way. You know, she had to check the onions. She not gonna let us do them and let them do us any kind of way. Mind you, we gave them earnest money. And I remember at that time I had prepaid legal. So I thought, oh, boom, okay. And this is why I don't like prepaid legal today. But anyway, so I literally was waiting for her to come out, and at that time Mar was working, so he ended up coming a little bit later. So he walks in, and then I guess she told him I was outside, so he comes out. And she's in there. He was like, what's going on in there? It looked like they kind of, I said, for real? He was like, yeah. I said, oh. I said, come here. I said, babe, look. He was like, what the I said, do you know she came out? She said, the lady said, we're not selling. So it doesn't matter what you see out there. We don't want to sell anymore. Y'all, I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Everything was fine until she seen our faces. When I tell you, we never met them. We gave them the earnest money. They were excited. They responded back fast. All of that. We did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. In my brain, I'm like, oh, a realtor gonna fight for us, no biggie. And oh, I'm gonna call prepaid legal if I need to. Y'all, we went to court. We got a prepaid legal attorney, and we just knew we was gonna win, because why wouldn't we? But the sucky old state of South Carolina and the prejudice, I mean the racism that is there and the things that happen. This is just one story. Yeah, I've been through some things, and I have so much wisdom from things that I've been through. I was just talking to somebody about how the state of South Carolina tried to put bullying charges on Sada when she was in school. She was a straight A student, just like Rizzy. Very good girl, trying to mess up her scholarship. I had to go face to face, and I think I told y'all about this principal that kept messing with my child. I had to get an attorney and everything. Like, y'all, I done been through some things, okay? So let me tell y'all, we going to court. This court thing lasted for a couple days, back and forth, back and forth. And I remember feeling like, okay, I said my piece, Mar said his piece. My attorney didn't even show up. Not my attorney, my realtor didn't even show up, y'all. I was calling her. She never answered the phone again. I was like, what the freaking hell is going on? Then the attorney that they gave me, he was so weird to me. He was so weird to me. At that time, I wasn't spiritually inclined like I am now. I remember they saying they wanted the councils to talk, and then we had to step out the room. So we were sitting outside of the court doors, and then they had to step outside the court doors. It was way at the other end of the hall. It was a big fat Caucasian lady and this big weird looking white guy, the couple that did this to us. Um, and he came out, he said, and I'm thinking he about to be like, we did it. He was like, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you right now. It's $500 worth all the money that you're going to end up losing, because I don't feel like this is a case you're going to be able to win. I said, what? What do you mean you feel like this is a case? And I was so young and I just didn't understand. I'm just like, what do you mean you feel like this is a case that we didn't do anything? Like, we did not do anything. Like, we didn't do it. They just literally took our money. We just want our money back. We don't even want the house. Can we get our money back? Y'all, we lost our money. The judge found in favor of them. And you know what the judge said? That our realtor was disrespectful. Our realtor was something like basically saying that she did something that disrespected the property and the owner, and that's why the owner made the decision. I'm like, no, that's not true. That's not even true. Like, this stuff that made me tell my realtor talk to her is something that happened. The lady was still in the house, and she had already gave my realtor a little bit of attitude, so we were just walking around to get out her face until her realtor came. And I was just like, what? Man, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I was so hurt. Y'all, if I tell y'all some of the stuff I've been through, and then y'all have an understanding of why I am the way I am, and do the things I do, your mouth would literally drop. This right here is nothing. This is petty. This is little. This. I know it was racism. I do know that. Nobody's gonna tell me it wasn't at all, at all, at all. And so, long story short, we didn't get our money. We lost our money, and we didn't have it like that. Just to be giving up $500. I think, was it 5 or 6, somewhere around in there. I know it wasn't no 1,000 or nothing like that, but it was some hundreds of dollars. We didn't get it back. The lawyer didn't want to fight, and I released myself for prepaid legal. I can't stand it. I was actually doing prepaid legal before that, and I believed in it, but I can say I believed in it, but it was for the little things like tickets and stuff like that. If you get pulled over and stuff like that, that really does help. I got pulled over, y'all, in South Carolina, going in my driveway. Listen, the way that my house, the same house that I end up buying after the fact, and I end up finding a bigger house, better deal, great deal, whatever, after that, just so y'all know that. You ever been in a residential area where it's not really a hill, but it's enough of a hill that I'm on this side. If a car's on that side, it can't see me until I kind of drive up some. So my house was in something like that. Like, when I came out my parking lot and made a right, I could not, hold on one second.
Which car was in that second one? I pulled everything out of there, mommy.
Out of where?
The big one, and
out of the big one by yourself? Why?
Because you need.
That was in the big one?
Yeah.
And we've been looking in the little one the whole time. She went and got my umbrella stand. I'm tired because I got a whole cinder. Oh, it done started rusting again. She went and got my umbrella. Oh, my umbrella stand. Oh, it's rusty under there, but I'll do some black paint on it. But yeah. Oh, from out of there. Okay, put that where it needs to go, and take that cinder block. Well, I'll so lost my money. What was I saying? Yeah, lost the money. What was I saying? What? Oh, so my house was in a dip, right? So if you was on down by my house, you could not see any cars coming until you came up a little bit. And if you was on the other side, you could not see me coming out my driveway until you came up a little bit. It was like that. That's the type of dip I was in. Y'all, I put in my driveway. I remember I had just came back from the office because I was doing insurance at that time. And I was grabbing my briefcase and getting out. Still in my early 20s, doing my thing. Do you know a police pulled in my driveway behind me? And I was so, they just make me nervous. You already know, they just make me nervous. I'm like, everything okay? Like, is one of my lights out or something? No, you just was speeding. I said, speeding where, sir? Where did you see me speeding? Down this road here. I said, sir, where did you come from? Down this road here. I said, sir, how did you? I said, no, let's just, like, not trying to be funny. Just look over that way. I can't see no cars. I can't see anything coming from that direction until it hits up on the top of this hill. How did you see me speeding? This is residential. I have to turn in my driveway. Why would I be speeding and I'm getting ready to slow down and turn in my driveway? First of all, why would I be speeding over the hill? Because that's the only place you could have seen me, is coming over the hill. Those things don't go up and down and over. They have to be on the target to tell you how fast you're going. So how did you see me over the hill? And once I hit the top of the hill, my house is right here. How did you, ma'am, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. And if you feel like he just went in my driveway. And I found out that it's illegal for them to pull in your driveway with you. They could pull on the side, but they're not supposed. He pulled in my driveway. I'm talking about right on my bumper. Like, very intimidating. Long story short, he said I was speeding over 15 miles over the speed limit. And I think it's 25 or 30 in a residential. Why would I be doing such a thing, y'all? I am such a grandmother when I drive. Thank God, knock on wood, my insurance is so cheap. My homeowner's insurance, my full coverage on my car, and when Naya had her car and full coverage on hers, all of that together before I relocated here was $180 something. I don't play about my bills and my paying unnecessary if I don't have to. I don't play about speeding. I love my life. I said, sir, I've never gotten a ticket. I've never even been pulled over. I've never been pulled over. I don't even count that as being pulled over. I count that as a butthole. And he was young. He was young. And he was just real cocky. I was like, wow. I was speeding. Ma'am, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I said you were speeding and I clocked you at, but I said, but how? I can't even see cars. I said, look, and as I'm talking, I'm saying this, but cars are coming over, and the only way you can see them is once they get over. So I said, so you telling me from the top of that hill to my house, like the hill was like right by my house, like right in front of my house, like the way it was made, my house was on like that dip of the hill. You just caught me as soon as I hit the hill, and I'm going fast, but I got to turn. Like literally it may have been 100 feet from where the top of it was to come into my, how? And I got to turn. Stuff like that pisses me off. Like, it really pisses me off. I was like, wow. And he was like, well, you could fight it in court, da-da-da. Nah, get my red charger. You can fight it in court. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you, blah, blah, blah. So I end up sending it to prepaid legal. And they end up getting it down to like $25 or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, but yeah, they literally, and even after that, I was still, because shortly after that house situation, I ended up finding the house that I was talking about, but I still stuck with them for a little bit. But they did something else, and they was like, oh, it could have been an attorney. Sometimes it's the bad, you get a bad one and they don't understand, and it was just all this craziness. But how sometimes you just don't have the energy for stuff, and you just like, let it go. And I feel like I've let so much stuff go, and stuff that y'all gonna be like, girl, are you serious? What? Who did what? Why? Yeah. It's just like sometimes it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because karma is no joke. Karma is no joke, and karma will eat you totally alive. Like it will. Here. And where I don't it?
Yeah.
Hey Manaya, that's what Auntie Teresa. So, yeah, thank God I am not the person I used to be, because me back in the day would have to take it to the streets. What you talking about? Oh, you talking about the ticket, the money, right? I thought you had to get your money back. They took our money, Marilyn. We did not get our money. It did, Teresa? Wow. Wow, huh? Mm-hmm. You guys.
As I'm opening it.
Yep. Yep, craziness instead of the joy of favor. So, yeah. But
I'm happy I found both of them.
yeah. I remember when I told my worker that, and I came to her office, and I remember I went down to the DSS, whatever, Department of Social Services, to talk to my worker. It was a man. And he was like, hey, we don't have a meeting. Is there a reason why you want to see me? It was a black guy. I said, yeah. And he's like, you're excited. I said, I want to talk to you. I said, well, I will not be needing food stamps anymore. And he was like, are you serious? I said, yeah. I said, I have a great job, and I also um, am getting rid of my Section 8. And I am with a guy, and we, you know what I'm saying, I think, did we get married? No, we got married. I said, I'm now Miss Robinson. Um, and I remember we got married on a Thursday night after church, and I didn't need anything, and the house was what we got. The house is what we end up getting, because I talked about it, but we ended up getting a house. We ended up that was what was important. And he was like, you know what? And when I had applied, this was our personal conversations. He was like, I would rather us have that than anything, so you and the girls can have a home. He was like, let's do it or whatever. And he was like, but what about him wanting to marry me and give me? I said, I'm not worried about all that. This right here is more important. And he was like, I feel he was with it. And it was just like, I got a house instead of a ring. In my early 20s, I got my first house instead of a ring, and I felt more better. It was security for me and my girls. But anyways, I remember the food stamp worker guy telling me, he was like, I really, really, I'm proud of you. He was like, you know how many people hold on forever? I've seen people here for decades, like different decades of people and generations of people who get assistance, and their kids get assistance, and their kids get assistance, because that's just the lifestyle they live. He was like, but man, he was like, does it feel good? I said, yeah, it feels good. I said, and as a woman, I have a whole husband now. I'm married. We both got good jobs. If between me and him we can't provide and have what we need, I don't think I should be utilizing something I don't need. And he was like, wow. He's like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, I want to see nothing but great things for you, and I wish that more people would what do you say, inspire to be more independent financially. And he was like, that's a good thing. Now, the Section 8 worker, she was like, so you giving up your Section 8 because you married? And I was like, yeah. She was like, now and this is exactly what she told me. I kid you not. She said, what you could have done was you could let him buy the house, handle everything. He's like, she said you could have let him buy the house, and was it the Section 8? Yes, it was, because she was mad cool. She was like, you could have let him buy the house, and you could have still got your benefits for Section 8. And I was like, but that's not right. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do nothing like that that's gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. No. I said, I feel good with the freedom of not having to answer to y'all, ask questions, fill out this, come recertify. I said, all that stuff, it may be a blessing when you need it, it's okay. But if I don't, and then I have to do all this, and you're in my business, when I work, what I do, who I do, all who can come in the house, who can stay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live like that if I don't have to. I don't want to live like that. If I was a single mom and I really needed it, yeah, but there's no way. And I tell my girl, listen, ain't no way that a ninja gonna be in my face, a dude, and call himself want to be intimate with me or be all up on me and dating me, and I'm struggling. Period. Sorry, never been that chick. Never, ever. Anybody that know me, you will not be in my face, and it's not going to be a benefit to me. Sorry. There's no way I'm going to struggle as a woman. And let me tell you something. We're not talking about opening up your legs. We're not talking about that. I've never, ever, 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 ever been in a situation as a single woman in dating and I'm struggling. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying by this is like, yourself by yourself is one thing, and you got to do what you got to do, and you got to make ends meet. But if you add a whole nother entity that wants to be intimate with you and want to be in your face and call himself liking you, there's no way that a real man would see that you're struggling and see the struggle that you're in, or if you are in a struggle, or if there's a need, and not step up to the plate. Someone who really likes you is going to step up to the plate. There's not going to be no, oh, hey, I need. No, you can see this. I shouldn't have to say this to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, that's just not. That's why I say it's better to be by yourself. It's better to be by yourself. You will get more help and more assistance being by yourself. But if you are with someone, there's no need for you to have assistance if you are in a relationship or with somebody who's wanting to be in a relationship with you. There's no reason why. It doesn't make sense. And I tell my girls that don't be a single silly, or a person who's single with people who interested but have nothing to offer, because you have, I know I'm a woman that have stuff to offer. I do, in so many ways. But my thing is, like, I just always was taught, you just, and from uncles, from my pops, from my grandfather, there's no way that if there's a man in the picture that you should be struggling. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Unless it's your husband, because I've been through that, and something happened, he can't work, you know what I'm saying, he gets sick. That's different. Life happens. But we talking about the courting and trying to get to know you and dating you and all that, and wanting to be in your face, but really your bills. And if you ain't managing your stuff right, and you trying to be a hot girl and live a life that you know you can't afford and live for the Joneses, then that's your fault. You deserve to be struggling, because you need to manage things right. You see me? You see me? Y'all might see these same couple shirts, these same couple scrubs and all, but y'all know who the ones who know when it's time for me to become a diva and I gotta get dressed and go on a date, or if I want a date or whatever, I'm a whole nother person. But it ain't about that for me. Like, my life is so much more simple now, and meaning, like, it's about, where can I invest? How can I invest? How can I make things better for me financially, mentally, emotionally? And if you ain't, it ain't it. And stop with the whole, with the thing. I hear it so much and it's so irritating. If you are a peaceful person, you're a peaceful person. You don't need nobody to bring peace. What I don't want is someone to take peace away from me. You get what I'm saying? Meaning, like, if I'm peace and I'm in a peaceful state and I like my peace, and then a person comes and they're not peaceful. That's different. Because you hear people, and I found myself saying this sometimes, oh, I want to be his peace. No, if he is not a peaceful person, he's not a peaceful person. Because a peaceful man don't ask a woman to bring peace to them, because he's already peaceful. He don't need my peace. We gonna complement each other's peace, because I'm peaceful and we just mesh. It worked out well. But if you're not peaceful, I can't bring peace to you, because you mentally are not ready for peace and you are not in a peaceful atmosphere, period. Like, stop asking for something you don't even have yourself. And a lot of times it'll be the men, and it was somebody did a video, the guy was saying it, he was like, y'all brothers always talking about you looking for a woman to bring you peace, but you should already have peace yourself. Nobody is not going to bring you something. That's no different than when a woman say, bring this, I need you to bring this to the table, whatever the case may be. No, you should already have certain things yourself, and that's one of them. That's a actual a feeling and an atmosphere and the type of characteristics that you possess, that you have in your life, that woman should be able to compliment, that man should be able to compliment. If you cannot, then what's the purpose? Like, what's the purpose? What is the purpose? Let me see. Right, because I could do bad I could definitely do bad by myself. And technically, no, I won't. Sis, I had to tell Naya, I said, I ain't even going to say that, because I am not going to do bad by myself. I actually can do better by myself than I can doing bad with you. I'm not going to do bad with you. And I know it's more peaceful for me to be by myself. Like, no, we not about to play those games. We not. I don't want to do bad with you, and I'm dang sure I ain't going to do bad by myself. So, But I get what you're saying. If I'm going to do bad, I'd rather be by myself than to be doing bad with someone. Granted, like I said, if you're married in a committed relationship, things happen. Life does happen. But I tell them, listen, do you not realize as a single woman, people are more amped to help you than a woman who has a man? They are. Because the first thing that they're going to think is, where your man at? He ain't working. What? I mean, because, you know, like, I'm helping you, but you have a whole husband, or you have a whole, and life happens where sometimes even we as married people, when I was married, we needed help sometimes, but we only went to people that we know, you know, our his mom, his granddad, and stuff like that at the time. But other than that, like, it does happen. Life does happen. These strawberries so sweet. So life does happen. We get it. But I'm talking about able-bodied people. Because I've seen myself do things that most people like, girl, how do you do it? Because sometimes you got to do what you got to do. If you believe in yourself and you want something to be you want to change something, it's possible. That's why I always say, if I can't be grateful for nothing, I'm grateful for my feeling, touching, seeing, tasting, and all that. I can touch my kids, feel my kids, you know, we can eat, I can enjoy my food, I can see, those things right there. If I can't be grateful for nothing else, even when things still ain't going the way I want them, even though things are not being, you know, done the way I want them, and I'm a whole year and a month into this whole renovation thing. I was just talking to my sister, like, I have been here for a year and a month already, y'all. I've been laying on a blow-up mattress for a year and a month. It's so crazy. Remember how we talked about this, and I said months ago, I said it just seems so frustrating trying to find the right people and getting things done. But the crazy part about it is, now that I look back over it, it don't seem like I've been going through that this long. It's just amazing how God let a situation occur, right? And as you're going through, you just don't get it. And y'all always hear me say through, because that's movement, right? You don't get it, but then looking back, I'm like, it's been a year and a month. It's been a year and a month. It's been a year and a month. I cannot believe it. I've been in this house. I purchased this house. It's actually, okay, May, June, April, May, June, July, August. Oh my gosh. Since I bought this house. Oh, it doesn't seem like it. It's been 16 months. Wow. God, it just moves so fast. Because even when I bought it, I didn't move out of that house until June. Then that's when I went to New York to take her, and we found out her dad was real sick and all that stuff. So yeah, things just move so freaking fast. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it's been 16 months since I bought this house. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So that's that. Let's go. Can I go look? Let's go take another sneak peek, I think. Yes. Oh my gosh, girl. Hold on. Oh, go. You going by?
Yeah, right.
So, oh, look at that. What they call it? It's the what's the name when the sun gets to? It's like that golden hour. Hold on. Look at this. It looks pretty. Y'all can't see it, but it's the golden hour. The sun is like the golden hour right now. You coming in? Hold on. Go ahead. Oh, you said take the bag off? Okay. Wow, look, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gotta put the molding up around here. And put her vent in. Then we're gonna put a cap on that, because I don't know if I'm gonna probably get her a fan, a ceiling fan. But we're gonna put her vent in there. I got the brand new vents. Remember, I got all brand new vents. So I'm gonna put a white one up there, and then I got a brown one to match the floor to go right there. Oh, it looks so pretty in here. gosh, y'all. Look at that. Y'all can see me, the golden eye. This song looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, man. This is the first complete room. Like, I'm getting so emotional. Wow. Y'all, this is mine. This is mine. I own this. I own this. Like, this is my baby's room. Oh my gosh, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at the lights. Let me show you what the lights are. And come back. And they dim. All the way down. And back up. Oh my Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy, y'all. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like this, I remember the nasty, filthy stuff that was on this floor. Like how nasty it was in this house. We ain't even we gotta put the gang covers on all around. Like it's still not done, but it's done. You know what I mean? It's done. Wow. Wow, 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 y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. She's gonna be so happy when she comes from the mall. When I say we get some good sunlight in here, we gotta clean our windows and stuff. Yeah. It's happening. It's happening. I stuck in here. Like, I stuck in here. I wanted to give up so many times. Like, just to feel this and just walk around. I'm so thankful, man. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful. This is our home. Like, we're going to be here for a little bit until God said otherwise. If not, it's going to be a rental. Because I'll be in my forever home with my emperor or whatever. Or we might build on it because I got some land. Oh my gosh, y'all. Wow. Y'all, this is mine. Like, this is, like, this is mine. Like, I don't have a mortgage. Like, this dirty, decrepit thing that my realtor wouldn't even walk in, I am transforming it to be something that people gonna walk in and want to offer me some money for when I'm done with it. I promise you that. But I ain't selling because I want the value to go up. And because of where I am, I bought it in a very smart area. A very smart area. And I'll talk about that later, but yeah. And the room is not small. These are not really small rooms. Like, seriously. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful. Oh my gosh. I just be thinking of my room and the first day that I can put a rug down and lay my freaking bed on a frame and lay in the bed for the first time. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be, but it is coming together. It is becoming. That's what I'm going to say. It's becoming. It is becoming the space that I dreamed it would be. Even when nobody understood and people was like, okay, I gotta see this. Like, I had so many people, even the broker, the broker who did the closing, please keep us posted. We want to see what you do to this. As if she was not confident that I would do so. Because this house sat for almost 2 years. Nobody wanted it. I said, because it was for me. But you see how God works. I ain't never think to be living where I am in this state, in this city, in this place. I don't know nobody. I get to know people and make friends everywhere I go. I mean, I communicate and make associates where I go, and so that's a good thing. But I don't know nobody. I don't know nobody. You can put your foot down and create what you want. You have to believe in you. And I'm saying this because I wanted to give up so many times, but that's the human nature. But the other side, that part of me that's like my God, I wasn't. I couldn't. I was determined to show them. Don't think I'm crazy. You just don't understand me. And even though it don't look nothing like you think I'm saying it's gonna look like, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna look like, do it. We want to see the pictures. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm about to go back through. Um, and I remember walking out of that closing, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna show her. And I know my realtor. She's an African American woman, an older lady. I think she's in her 60s. Yeah. And I don't even think I remember a lot of times we would have conversations. And she said, Miss Camille, when she said your enthusiasm and your enthusiasm in your, I forgot what she said, is like way up there. She was like, I believe you. I just wait till you show it to me. Whenever you're ready. She's like, I'll be at the housewarming. That's exactly what she said. And I'm just like, this lady don't believe in me. Because, like I told y'all, she didn't even want to walk in these houses. That, like, you're a whole realtor and you don't even want to walk in the houses. I just want y'all to keep that thought. I'm trying to tell y'all blessings are going to be attached to things you don't want to do. Your blessings is going to come through things you don't want to do. Your blessings are going to come in ways that most people, because when you are favored and God don't play about you, it does not come in a way that most people just get it. It's just because you have to have a story connected. You have to have a testimony connected. You have to have something connected to it. So when you are blessed, you're not just going to inspire people, you're going to make people move. Because if they can see that you can do it, we are all human. I'm not no better than nobody else. I may have been through some things that you haven't been through. I may have a little bit more resilience in certain areas. See, I can say those things. But I'm not better than anyone else. And I can say that because it's the same as someone who goes to the gym all the time. They may be stronger. They may be more fit. They may have more endurance. They're not better than me. It's just the fact that they have those characteristics and those special, not special, and those characteristics and those physical traits, because they put the work in. They did not let go. They did not give up. They were committed and determined and also disciplined in that area. We all can become determined, disciplined, and committed in certain areas. Like mine is food. Y'all love the kitchen. I love to cook. So it'd be hard for me. I'd be loving to eat stuff that tastes good. But let's get back to it. What I'm saying is, in life, there's no one better than you. They may have a tougher skin. They may have a bigger and bigger, not bigger, a more endurance. They may have more of something or less of something, or you get what I'm saying, more long suffering or whatever. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not better than nobody. I don't want to act like I'm better than nobody. Y'all know it since y'all been rocking with me. If y'all been rocking for years, since '08, I'm not better. I don't act better. I know how to transform and become a chameleon when I need to, when it comes to business, when it comes to being there for people spiritually, when it comes to just being myself. We should have multifacets of us, because that's how God created us. We're just, you know what I mean? That's the difference between being fake. It's not the same. That's not the same. That means you have different levels of you where you know how they say it's a time to play, it's time to be serious. Well, those two different characters in those two different times are still you, but you know when to exude business, exude, okay, this is serious, exude, oh, we're having fun. That's what I mean. That's the difference. That's the total difference. We ain't talking about being fake and phony and turn around and being something else that you're not. I'm not. I'm not rich. I'm not better than anybody. I just know that if And especially with this day and time, if I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find somebody to help me figure it out, or whatever the case may be. Don't let anything deter you from doing what you want to do. Like even that spat of time when I was working them 3 months, I was like, I'm gonna work to pay off this debt, and I paid over what, like nine, was it? Did I pay $12,000 in debt off in like 3 months? I was y'all. I was working and wasn't even hardly sleeping, but it was a sacrifice. It's some people that work like that every day, all day, because they living outside their means and they're living to prove something to other people. I don't want that. I tell everybody, and I don't think that's being cocky. This house wasn't no $1 million home. It wasn't no couple $100,000 home or nothing like that. This house was a house that most people didn't want to look at, and no, most people didn't even want to come to. But that's what I mean by that. You have to find it in yourself to say it has to be a sacrifice somewhere. That's the sacrifice comes in when you're trying to figure out that how bad do you want something. You get what I'm saying? I'm determined to make up my mind. Like, I know if it hasn't been done, I just didn't want it bad enough. But if it has, I did want it bad enough. Like paying off debt, wanted it bad enough. Having something that I can say, hey, I'm gonna write the check. I'm gonna write the check and I'm gonna figure it out later. I'm gonna write the check because I don't have a job. You get what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't have a job. I had to relocate from another place. I didn't have a job. Didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. I got it. Hold on. Don't have a, gotta figure this out. I said, God, what are you doing? What am I supposed to do? This is what I'm working with. People think I'm crazy, but this is what I'm working it with. What can you do? I know you're the God of miracles. What can you do? How can I make this happen? And like I told you, I knew what I was working with, and when I went, I had the one situation with that the one realtor, the Caucasian realtor. She disrespected me to the core, and it was just, I told y'all the story about how she said, find the houses, and then when I get time, I'll take you out and look at them. Huh? What? Or go look at it and tell me what you think. I'll see if I, stuff like that. Like, she didn't want to do her job, but she wanted to get the commission. I said, sweetie, I'm not your average black girl, if that's what you're thinking. You are not. Because I would dress like this. Like, I'm not trying to impress you. You're trying to help me find a house. What am I trying to impress you for? Just know that I have funds and this is what I'm working with, or whatever. And I think she didn't believe me. I didn't think she believed me, because I said, I know I don't want you, because I got loan officers. I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to do that. I just know what I have, and I'm going to write the check for whatever it is that I want. And so long story short, I literally fired her, and that's a whole nother story. I literally fired her, and I remember in the bed crying. I said, God, it's getting down to the wire. I got to get out this house. I got to get out this house. I was calling everybody, telling people that I cared to tell, this is what's happening. I got to find the house. I'm thinking about going back south. Like, it was just all this stuff in my brain, and it was just a lot. And I was just like, okay, God, I don't want to give up, and I know you can do anything, but this is what I'm working with. This is what I'm working with. I said, you got to do something. But I'm about to do what I need to do. So I just start really searching. I'm on Zillow, Realtor.com. I'm on everything I can get on. I'm just looking. And I remember when I got frustrated. My realtor said that she had a couple places she wanted me to look at. And I remember I took a nap. My thing dinged, and I woke up, and it was Zillow, and more houses came up. And this was right after I had the transition of getting rid of that lady, but then I didn't have a realtor. Before I met the black lady, the older lady, I was kind of trying to find a realtor, and I didn't find one. And I went to a town because they had these great pictures. It was within budget, and they didn't show everything. I drove out there with a friend, and I was like, can you come look at this with me? And they were like, yeah, because they try to get over on women, blah, blah, blah. So we went there, and it was a disaster. It had land. It was light blue. Um, It had a garage, 2-car garage. It had a little front porch. It had all these things. I was like, oh, I can see cookouts back here, and I can see doing this and making this patio area and this. And I seen all the great things and all the potential on the pictures before I went there. Before I even went there. So I was excited and I couldn't wait to go. So I get there and I'm just like, I walk in, I'm like, okay, okay. It was just, it was extremely, I thought this was bad. But that was bad on a level like, we don't even care if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. Like the whole ceiling had fell in or something happened, water damage. It was terrible. The floors were buckled. It was just real terrible. Like to the point where at that time I was kind of afraid. Like, but I knew what I was working with. And I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna have to sacrifice some things. I know I'm not gonna be able to get certain things. I drove all the way out there. I was sad. I was like, why did they waste my time? Why did they waste my time? I said, y'all need to put these pictures online. Nobody sees this big old gaping hole in the hallway between the kitchen and what was the kitchen and the pantry or something. I was like, are you serious? Like the pictures look amazing outside, and they taking it in as a matter of fact, they had the same kind of flooring that I got in there in the house, and they took pictures, and it was just crazy the way they took the pictures. It was a whole setup just to get you there. And I was like, he was like, yeah, everybody's been walking out. So I kind of figured, I was like, yeah, well, thank you. He was like, well, hey, do you have a realtor? I was like, no. So he talked to me for a little bit, whatever, and gave me his card. And I was like, well, I'll call you. I said, I probably won't come back in this area, but I'm looking in this area and that area. He was like, okay, I know some people in that area. And it was a Caucasian guy. He was pretty cool, whatever. And so that was it. I remember going home and I told my daughters, I cried. I was like, another waste of time, another waste of time. Okay, God, it's getting down to the wire. I don't want to give up. I remember in my bed and I said, I gotta find another realtor, but I want her to look like me. And I just started searching on my phone, swiping and searching. I got the computer and I'm on my phone. I'm looking on one site on there and I'm on my phone. I was like, oh, okay. All right, they got a whole bunch of realtors. Y'all, this company had so many realtors, and I guess it was showing all of them from every office that they have or whatever, that I had got down to the last 3 pages. I think it was like 20-something pages. And I was like, none with no lot of experience that looked like me. And I swiped one more page. And it was Miss Jeanette. And I was like, I think it said 20-something years or 30-something years or something like that. I was like, I don't care. I'm calling her. Called her. One thing led to another. And she called me immediately. That evening. We talked. And she was like, she said, so when do you want to go out? I said, as soon as possible. She said, how's tomorrow? And it just happened. So we going out. I was like, oh, bummer. No, no. They just have all these pictures and just things was just not. I have this for me. Either I'm going to transform it or it's going to be what I want it to be. Like, it's just a thing, that in between thing. It's, I don't know. I can't explain it, but that's where I was. So at this point, I tell her, she was like, ooh, with the market, I mean, people overbidding and outbidding each other and houses going for way more and all. I said, I hear you. She's like, I mean, we'll see. I ain't gonna say I ain't got faith. I believe you do. You real ambitious and you real something. She said, I forgot what she said. Like basically saying, like she see that I'm serious about this thing and I'm looking for God to do what He said He gonna do, type thing. And so we just kept looking. I started getting frustrated because we were going out seeing like 4, 5 houses at a time. And in between her, I was going to other cities on my own looking for houses, right? It had got so frustrating. And I was like, okay. We going out, I think we were going out that next day or a day or 2 after or something. And I remember I was laying down. I was like, I'm so tired, but let me just look. I ain't really find too much tonight. Then I found one house. It popped up. Laid down. Went to sleep. And I remember I looked in my emails. I got a notification from Zillow, and this house popped up. And I was like, why does this mimic the house that they had pictures that looked good, but it wasn't what it was? You know what I mean? It was the same color. It had a side yard. It had a backyard. It had the garage, like everything. But they had like a metal fence around the side of it, and it was just, yeah. I was just like, I'm gonna have to tell Miss Jeanette about this one. I want to see this one. So I end up calling her, and I said, I found two more. She was like, so you want to add these two to the three we already going to see? I said, yeah, they're in the same town. She said, okay, we could do that. We could do that. So what happened was, it was five. The one that I found last,
I stopped talking.
because you came in my live looking at me like
Oh, it's because I was walking over here and you had the camera on me, so I thought you were.
no, I didn't have the camera on you. I was in the live. You just,
I
and
thought
then
you
you
was
looking
recording me.
out the side of your eyes like I'm interrupting you.
I mean, because when I came over here, I saw the camera. I was like, she's recording me?
No, I'm not recording you. I'm in a
I
live.
didn't
Like
see that
you
before
just.
I got over here.
Oh, you didn't see all of this?
Mm-mm.
So how long you gonna stand there and not look in the cabinet and keep looking side to side?
I don't want anything.
You don't want anything? So anywho, 5 houses. This is exactly how it went. Now the one I wanted to see was the third house. Yeah, I think it was the third. We went and seen one that was okay. We went and seen one that was a no-go. And then we went and seen another one that was a no-go. But then that one that I told you, yeah, go ahead. That I told you was one of the ones that I found. And I was like, I want to add that along with the last one. So long story short, I end up seeing my house last. This house. And I was like, I don't know, Miss Jeanette. From what I'm seeing, I said it's between that other one and this one. But that one was way smaller. I think that was like 11 and some change square feet, or no more than 1,200. So tell me, they said, what you looking for? Right? Who? Tell me something.
I was looking for something to eat.
You didn't even look in the cabinet not one time. Tell me you was looking for something to eat. So and
I saw the camera.
oh,
turned
see,
towards me.
could. So I said, yeah. She was like, so what you liked about, I said, Miss Jeanette, I can't explain it, but the layout, I think I like this one. She said, you do? Mind you, she didn't come in here with me. She was like, okay, you know what? Going on in and just let me know how you like it when you come out. I said, Miss Jeanette. She said, just go ahead. Yell or something if you fall through or something, just yell. And I was like, Miss Jeanette. So me and Rizzy walked in. So we walked in and I just felt some type of way. I felt some type of way and I came out. I said, I think this is it. She was like, you think this is it for what? I said, I think this is it. This is the house. She's like, so you want to put an offer? I said, yeah, I think this is it. She's like, I said, so what I want to do is I want to, now mind you, she don't live here. She lives like 35, 45 minutes away. So, and you get what I'm saying? So I have a ride too. So I'm like, okay, I need to get somebody to come look at this house. I need to get somebody to come look at this house. She was like, well, oh, no worries. She said, it's been vacant for 2 years. I said, yeah, but she's like, no, the door's been unlocked for 2 years. I said, are you serious? She said, yeah. I forgot to tell you. That's what the realtor said. Tell him.
Oh yeah.
Hold on one second. So I said, okay, 2 years. I said, that's surprising. You would think it would have been animals or rats and on the desk, rats and or mice, or you would just think it would be all the squatters, all that. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. I was so I was so surprised that it was nothing. So she said, well, you ain't got to worry about me coming to open the door for you because the door going to be open. I said, oh, cool. Perfect. And I can come back, when I need to. She said, yep. So I got ready to leave and the GPS threw me completely off. I got a GPS everywhere. I still GPS around here. And so the GPS threw me completely off and it took me around another way. And as I'm going around this other way, I end up bumping into um a contractor or whatever, a bunch of men with trucks that, it's a business that does houses and stuff. I end up bumping into them and you could see that they were like Mexican or, I don't know, Spanish descent, whatever. I mean, Spanish, whatever. I don't know I don't know if they're Puerto Rican, Mexican, Dominican. I don't know. I can tell they weren't African American. And they were talking in Spanish. So the house that they were doing, I think they were doing roofing. And there was a Caucasian guy. He was really cool. I was like, hey, he was like, hey, what's up? I said, I have a question. I don't know if this is far-fetched, but I really want to know if I can get one of y'all, somebody to come back around the corner and kind of look at this house that I'm planning on buying. And he was like, oh, hold on. Let me get my boss. So he got out the truck and went to go get his boss. And the boss came and he was like, hey, I said, hi. And I explained everything to him. He said, oh, yeah, most certainly. I can do that for you. I can go around and look at it or whatever. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, I love helping, and especially if he was like, you're trying to, he was like, it's something you want to fix up or whatever. I said, yeah. So I may need your work or whatever as far as that's concerned. And I actually have the video of him and us walking through it when I was looking at it. The man he tells me, well, I gotta go to Menards. I gotta get some roofing material that's waiting for me. He was like, can you wait about an hour or so? Well, long story short, he ain't come to like 2 hours. So me and Rizzy went and got some Popeyes and we waiting around. I'm like, he doing it for free. I got a couple hours to waste. I need to hear from somebody who does this. So he ended up meeting us. We got here. He get here and he's walking around. He was like, okay, nice. He's like, you're going to have to do this and you need to do this. And he was telling me what his pricing would be and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. I'm listening to him. I said, so quick question. This is what I want to know. After everything you've seen, do you think it's worth getting? And he was like, I said, I told him how much. He was like, huh? I said, yeah. He said, oh, I got a bubble, y'all. Excuse me. Like a burp, but it ain't trying to come up. Excuse me. There it goes. And I said, yeah. I said, well, I know it needs a lot of work, so I'm also looking at some used RVs. I've been looking at them on Marketplace and things like that because I'm planning on staying in an RV because I didn't want to do the hotel thing. And as much as money as I spent in the hotel, I could have got some of them used RVs that I seen, the small ones, and would have just had an RV. But anyways, it was a little bit more comfortable staying in the hotel. But anyways, because I was in a hotel, remember I was in a hotel for a month and a week, and I spent a couple $1,000, y'all, like just to, because they said it was going to be done at a certain time. But anywho, so he's like, well, where would you live in an RV? I said, well, out here. He said, out where? I said, out there. He said, oh, wouldn't you have to ask permission for whoever owns that land? I said, that comes with the house. He was like, wait a minute. Are you serious? I said, yeah. He said, that comes with the house. He said, I'm going to be honest with you. I would give them whatever they're asking for because I promise you're going to probably lose it. I said, well, it's been sitting. He's like, I don't know. He was like, maybe it might stir up something because they putting it back on the market or whatever. He was like, so I would say give them what they want. I said, okay, so you think it's worth it? He was like, yeah, you probably at least got to put, he was telling me how much I would probably have to put in. I was like, okay. I said, I'm listening to what he's saying, listen to what I'm thinking. So all these numbers going through my head. And I remember I called Miss Jeanette. I said, Miss Jeanette, I want to do it. I want to put an offer in. She said to me, okay. Now this was the next day because I wanted to think on it, sleep on it, and let my mind process. This was the next day. I said, Miss Jeanette, It was about 8 something in the morning. I said, because I was excited to tell her. I said, Miss Jeanette. She said, yes. I said, Miss Jeanette, I want to put an offer. She said, you serious? I said, yeah. I said, well, go 25,000 below. She said, uh, okay, all right. I mean, I'm your realtor. That's what you. So you want me to go? And she repeats. So you want me to go 25 below the amount that they asked? And I said, yes, ma'am. But I was nervous than a mug. The human nature in me. I was nervous, and the reason I'm starting to be more transparent with saying those things when I say the human nature, because we are human. We will feel things. Will feel a certain type of way, but it's the way you respond and react to those things. You wouldn't know it, because it's not for me to show you that, because that's not the spirit that God gave us, right? It's not for me to show you that, because I have to have faith along with that feeling that I get. That's human nature, and that's how things happen. So boom, she did it. Do you know she said, well, they got 48 hours to respond. Y'all, I laid down and I got back up and I was looking at my computer again and I laid back down, got back up. I want to say it was like 10 something. 10 something, almost 11, not even. And I got back on the computer because Zillow had binged me a couple more times. I'm like, okay, fine and stuff. Still a little pricey, but I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna go for it. They gonna say yes, they gonna say no. I contacted her to tell her to check her email because I sent her some more houses that we need to go look at. She said, Miss Camille, no. I said, Miss Jeanette, why you being like that? She said, because I'm not going to none of them houses with you. Like, I'm not going to no more of those houses with you. I said, why, Miss Jeanette? She said, girl, because they accepted your offer. I was like, yes. Girl, I went screaming through the house, yelling, and I'm flipping, and I was just like, yes, thank you, God. Oh, I can get out of here. Oh my gosh, this gonna be mine. I don't care if I gotta lay in here like it is. I don't care. I was just so grateful. I was so thankful. I thought them people, I ain't gonna front. The human in me was like, they was gonna tell me no. They was gonna come back with a counter offer and say something else, But 25,000 below. That means that this house automatically has $25,000 of equity in it, regardless of what I've already done. Boom, make it make sense. Pay attention. See, if worse come to worse or life happens, because I have upgraded this house tremendously with the things that I'm doing. We ain't even talking about the 25,000. We ain't even talking about how I need y'all to refresh your memory that I own this. It's mine. I wrote a check for it. I'm not being cocky, but I'm talking in my cockiness spiritually to let y'all know I'm a regular girl. I had faith in my fear. If something should happen in life and I have to say, hey, I want to go, I just put it on the market and get another check fully coming to me because I own this. And I'm even going to say, okay, God, I heard you. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is I said to y'all a couple months ago, before my ex-husband passed away, I was doing Zooms and everything stopped when he passed away. I told y'all that, and that was about, what was that? February, March? I think our last Zoom was in April. And in April I said, who I am and what I am. No, who I am, I'm gonna always be who I am. But what I have and where I am, mentally, emotionally, wisdom-wise, financially, everything, is gonna blow minds. It's not gonna be the same next year, same time. I promise you. Because my mind just works totally different. It works totally different. I strive to make sure that whenever my children's children have children and like the children's children, like I strive, and I'm always thinking of ways to create legacy for my family as a single mom. That's what it is right now. But I don't see myself being that that I'm not built, I'm not made to be alone. I'm made to be that help meet person. Help meet your success, help meet your goals, help meet the greatness in you, help meet your purpose, help meet all of that. That's who I am for the people that I love on, for my children, the people I mentor, but for that guy that's for me, that emperor that's for me. We're gonna we're gonna complement each other because nobody completes anybody, because God don't make anything incomplete and God don't make junk. And if you're broken, you need to fix yourself before you move on, because nobody has the pieces but God. So anyways, we're going to complement one another in a way that is going to be so compatible. Compatibility does not mean that we like everything the same. That does not mean we think the same, we want the same. We do not. That's not how it works. Because where I'm weak, you should be strong. Where I'm strong, you should be weak, vice versa. Because I'm going to complement that in you. If that is something that you need to be more, you get what I'm saying, you need more of, I'll have that, and vice versa. That doesn't mean I'm incomplete. That just means that that is a part of my learning process and a part of my testimony, and God is going to keep adding to me in that way through my mate, through my spouse, and vice versa. So it's a difference between completion and adding to and growth. Those are two different things. So we all going to continue growing. We want to continue growing. If you stop growing, you're dead. So we become compatible, and we become complements to each other, and we grow gracefully, and we become more of who we're supposed to be. And that's how we find out what our purpose is. That's what our spouse or our person is supposed to do for us. So anywho, and so I'm here. I got it. It's mine. I have a whole deed, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful. If I can't be blessed and grateful for anything, first of all, it's always my physical elements first. But then that will be the next thing. Because when I share with you how I did it, how I did it, and what the numbers look like, y'all gonna be like, no, that was nothing but God. It was nothing but God. So yeah, that's it. So let me get off of here. I gotta get on the grill. Y'all play too much. And my tea is hot and warm. Are you new to the channel? Do you like the channel? Do you like the lives? This is how we talk. We have real king and queen conversation over here. No fluff, just talking about real life. And I'm just sharing life and what God asked me to share when he want me to share, because won't he will. Yes, he will. Faith, it's dead. It's completely dead. I feel the same for me. It has started. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. James. Okay. So she played too much. She probably outside. Oh, wait. Come on. Just like shouting John. He said, hold my mule, because I will shout right here, because what you are standing on, it's mine. My God gave it to me. I'm not playing, okay? Not playing. Not playing. My favorite three words, okay? Oh, but God. Thank you so much, James. Withstood and still standing in it. Even in my you got, this is what I say, and I don't know why this came to me. I always say, see, y'all play too much. Y'all supposed to get off here, but let me leave y'all with this. I always say, I want a spouse, a leader of me and my family to be a person that if we lost everything tangible, material, and we had to stay in a shelter, can I still look over at you and say, I still have everything? Because you are what creates what you have in you, what you believe, what you feel, how you work, your ethics, all the things that are within you, that God has placed within you, is how you get the things that you have. So if you still here and you're still standing, you can get it all replenished and replaced. I don't want to be in a relationship, in a situation where I lose it all and I have to look over at a person, I'm like, and then there's you. No. I want to be like, baby, I'm glad you got your health. I got my health. We are able-bodied. God didn't let us lose it to not gain more than that, and then some. It was a reason. We don't know right now, but we'll understand it later. Because it's still stuff I don't understand I went through and why I went through, but we already know. Your blessings are chasing you down and running you over. I accept it. I accept it, and I'll take it in. And I'll take it in. I'll take it in. Yes, James. Agree. Let's agree. Yes, touch and agree on that, because y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Like, my passion is not just for me. My passion is so that I can be so abundant. I literally binge watch videos of people helping people, paying people's bills, doing stuff. I can share with y'all some stuff that'll make y'all be like, are you serious? I have reached out to people that have been going through, that I went to school with, or had situations that I ain't talked to for years, and I knew or found out. No, I want to hear that somebody is struggling and I can't help. And I literally reached out and was like, hey, check your cash app, sending you $1,500. Check your cash app, sending you $500. Like, blessing people. Like, I was doing that. I'm talking like within the last year and a half, 2 years, right? You think people called and asked, how are me and my children doing? Y'all don't understand. I can show you the cash apps. I can show, and it'll just say, God told me to. Like, y'all, it hurts. It hurts because I do stuff, and I'm only speaking this, I don't even know why, because I don't like to tell what I do for people, but it hurts because I'm there for so many people. I've been there for so many. I'm talking about in ways like, and even currently I was talking to y'all, and at that moment that it wasn't for me to share everything, but about how you can have a whole husband and a man and still ask people for help. I had that. I'm not going to say no names or nothing, but a person reached out to me. They're fully grown, married with children, okay? And I, as a single mom, hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Helped. Help them. Whatever. Okay, God. Whatever. I'm human, y'all. I'm human. When I tell y'all, I try to just be quiet. I can, if I wanted to be the type of person to just get views, I will put so many recordings up on here, so many emails, so many text messages, and expose so many different things. People, I'm talking about on YouTube, off of YouTube. Like, I would expose so much stuff that people lives will really be all tore up. It will be all tore up, but I'm not. And I'm only speaking that because I try to get y'all to understand that I still believe through it all. I still believe through it all. I still understand that at the end of the day, God sends me my blessings through who He is, His way, right? And I know He's the only source. He's the only source. There are resources, but He is the only source, and all the resources come from Him. But I'm trying to be more discerning on when God does what He's doing, as He continues to do it, who to help. Because it'll just prick my heart, but I don't take the time. And then I help the wrong people. Because they could care. And it's not that you need to care for me, but you were supposed to be a friend, or you were supposed to be a certain type of person or whatever. And so if somebody reaches out and you're literally at the point where you're going to lose where you stay, or lose your home, and you and your kids are going to be out, and somebody does that, and you just never again, don't even, hey, how you doing, thought about you, nothing. Nothing. How are you doing? How are you and your girls doing? Nothing. Don't even come to the funeral. Like, I've had a couple people that I thought were just really, and I'm talking blood and not blood, didn't show up. Did not show up at all. At all. And so I'm like, okay, God, you have separated me in such a way where I'm not going to say I like it, but it made me more resilient. It made me more stronger with understanding who and how to deal with, and deal with people. How to deal with people and who to deal with. But it's a great thing, because all I keep hearing Him say, but when I take you there, you don't owe nobody nothing. You know how people only do because they want to get stuff back. But then when you go through, you can't find nothing. But then when a person elevates, we all should be trying to elevate in some way, shape, or form. Elevation doesn't mean you forget where you came from. And just because I don't forget where I came from, that doesn't mean I have to live and be in that mindset of what I used to be and who I used to be around at that time. I hate when people try to pull people and feel, oh, you think you're this and you think you're that. Not me, but I'm just saying in life, when I see people progressing and elevating themselves financially, mentally, emotionally, all that, it's like the people who had the same opportunities and can do the same because nobody's better, they want to pull you back to make you feel bad about being great or doing great things or having visions that they could never understand. But that's what God wants. He wants us to elevate, because when he blesses you to be great, you're able to be a blessing to someone. So you want to elevate in all aspects of life. That's what it's about. And so I desire to elevate. I want to elevate in so many ways so I can be a blessing to people who truly deserve it, because life happens to people. It does. You know what I mean? It does. So I'm getting off for real now. If you're new to the channel and you are not a part of the family, the way that you can join the family is by hitting that subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss out on a video, because these are kind of like, I don't know when, it's not scheduled, random, but I think I'm gonna start doing them more in the evening like I used to do, because my analytics are saying more people are on in the evening than they are earlier in the day. So I don't know. Y'all remember, just work with me. Share the channel, join the family by hitting the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I load a new video. Thumbs up the video, because that helps me. I'm trying to, continue to not give up on this channel and give what I can, but it's gonna be some great stuff coming up, especially when this house get to where it needs to be and I can start doing the fun part, the part I like, the good part. Okay, so I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you guys, why I say in the next video, I love you, and I'll see you guys later, gators, in the next video. Got to get that granddaughter home for school. Later, y'all.